Hey, what's up, man? What's up with your boys, man? It's the next over here. Let's check out Karai video. I was just, checking this out. This dude makes hilarious videos. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That time the Punisher hit one last lick. What's he talking about, man? Hey, like the video, comment, and sub, man. Let's get to it.
Up Frank Castle, having successfully avenged his family by killing everybody involved, he is left with such a lack of meaning that he starts mixing Don
What movie is this?
Julio with the perks.
Burger, or do you want Don Julio?
Got himself caught
Hold on,
against everybody involved. He is left with such a lack of meaning that he starts mixing Don Julio with the perks.
Burger, or do you want Don Julio?
Got himself caught in a genjutsu of crying and throwing the fuck up in this empty apartment. My nigga is living like a divorced father who lost the custody battle. No shit is really dire when dudes start hitting random pull-ups. Now, because Punisher slimed the entire Nucci family, the city has descended into chaos with criminals trying to fill the power vacuum. Got this whole area looking like the intro to Arkham Knight. To give you an example of how bad it is, they show us some bum just minding his goddamn business. While you can clearly tell he's a fentanyl fan from that dirty ass fit and the awful singing. You can also see how much this crackhead really loves his dog. Judging by the clothes, I would say more than himself. But as soon as he sits down, he gets hit with the nastiest sneak shot of his life by J Station. Went from mystery boxes to stealing pets from the homeless. Completely unpredictable career trajectory. He snatches this old man's dog and his hat. Probably everything that he ever cared about at once. And because the genre is action revenge, you know what he has to do to this puppy. You can see the dump truck speeding in the background like Chekhov's gun as this demon walks to the curb. Everybody behind him is shiestied up recording, which leads me to believe this is an in-universe influencer. And if so, where on earth is he posting this shit? Twitter? To be fair, remember when ISIS was just decapitating niggas on YouTube. J Station makes some faces at this little girl while he flees the scene, and her dad tells them that they were just playing. Nah, big homie, tell her these niggas are demonic forces. We know that nigga is Somalian.
Nah. Hey, nah, fam. Don't lie to your youngin. Don't lie to your youngin.
Decapitating niggas on YouTube. J Station makes some faces at this little girl while he flees the scene, and her dad tells them that they were just playing. Nah, big homie, tell her these niggas are demonic forces. We know that nigga is Somalian. Look at his hairline. Somalia has some of the worst gangs in the universe. He should know how filthy shit gets. Meanwhile, Frank is still in his apartment, cut himself like a high school girl while his dead friends call him a for giving up on his mission. By far some of the best writing Marvel has produced in years. Heck, instead of having a long drawn out dialogue, he's in an empty apartment getting jumped by his own demon. Trying to escape his own head, Frank locks all his guns into a bag and leaves his apartment with the key. He heads to a coffee shop to decompress, and the local tweakers are already tempting him to go back to his old ways. As he makes his way to his family's gravesite, he walks by the most horrendous shit ever. And I know this was filmed in New York, but I can't stress how much this just looks like Kensington.
This is why Kensington is called Zombieland. Philadelphia, USA.
They use that crackhead in that local business to try to emphasize a point. That's deadass just your average shift at Family Dollar on 60 Seconds. He gets to the graveyard and starts wallowing in his depression, causing him to hallucinate visions of his daughter. And thank God, because they were the only thing keeping him from blowing his shit smooth off, probably right down the way from a family grieving over their loved one. Really imagine you're a custodian who just freshly mowed the lawn, and from half a mile away, you see John Bernthal ruin 2 hours of your hard work. Now, after the vision of his daughter, he starts seeing people left and right on some Dexter type shit. On his way back to his apartment, he walks through this alleyway and sees the prime version of himself. If only he had some like white, maybe some off-color glove, make the boots match it, I swear to God, it would be perfect. But this scene right here proves that even in the deepest part of Frank Castle's psychology, he's in love with the game. The only future he can see for himself is running fades for eternity. Just like Dexter Morgan, if them niggas want me dead, they gonna have to take it from me. And there's no better proof of that than the next sequence.
Let's see. What does he do? Hold on.
A woman in a wheelchair pulls up with a bodyguard, revealing that she's the last remaining member of the Nucci family, someone Frank didn't see as dangerous enough to kill. She recounts how she had to watch Frank slaughter every one of her family members, including her favorite child, who was such a good kid.
Beautiful caller. Whatever the rumor said, I knew he never touched a single one of those kids.
What? What?
Nah, gang was moving like Epstein in the Hayden era. Mother Nucci informs him that she put $1 million berry bounty on his head. And when the clock strikes 6, every criminal in a 20-mile radius will swarm this apartment building. Because Frank has a death wish, he's conflicted on whether he should actually fight back or not. But one psychotic break and a visit from Daredevil's current girlfriend, he realizes that the clock has struck 6 and goons are flooding the hallways looking for him. So he grips a blade and braces himself. But instead of breaking into his apartment, these goons have a little bit more brains. They pour gasoline under his door and attempt to burn him alive. But unfortunately for them, Frank Castle is built for this shit.
You walked in that door your next kill? You goddamn right.
Great, how's that working?
You want to go out there on the street, have at it. but I do not have time for your candy ass hero shit.
Damn.
You think what you think?
I ain't got time for.
Right, how's that working?
You want to go out there on the
Let's,
street?
bro.
have
Let's
at it.
let's
But
get to
I
the
do
action,
not
bro.
have
Hey, I appreciate the build up, but hey, let's get active. What we doing? Let the boy get active, man.
Your candy ass hero shit. And you think what you think? You're gonna send me to a nut house? Some doctors are gonna get me to stop doing what I want to do?
No.
That ain't happening. Not on my watch.
Takes his stance, lets out a war cry, and charges directly into the fire and through the fucking door. Starts brutalizing niggas back to back. Pants still on fire, by the way. Look at this frame. This is genuinely horrifying. Bro is moving like Rambo from Mortal Kombat 11. What he's doing to these boys is in no way ethical. He stabbed one guy's shoulder and then went over to the next to disembowel him. Why even be a criminal if you know for sure that the Punisher lives in New York? I wouldn't even take the fucking chance. After that, he finds the woman that he heard screaming, getting assaulted by one of the criminals, and slits his neck. But I recommend a much more humane solution. All we would have to do is change his name to the Butt Punisher, and nobody would have to die for crime to end, I assure you that. Like 6 more guys quickly run into the room, and right now it feels like we're strictly in a melee weapon combat level. Bro comes in with a bat, so he snatches it and takes him out. But another guy tries to follow up with a fire axe, but he weaves that shit and lobotomizes the attacker with his own weapon. Now that this round is clear, we move on to the next level. Close range firearms. Homie rolls in with a shotgun, so he uses his own gang as a body shield, absorbing one shell. He takes the gun and the nigga around the corner absorbs the other one. Frank is really just running through these criminals like a Call of Duty mission. It gets so bad that niggas
Yeah, exactly.
don't even want to go in anymore. They have to chuck a grenade, only for him to toss that shit back and block the door with a refrigerator while some Fallout music plays. He goes onto the balcony to see the entire apartment complex is overrun with fiends. And are they really trying to get the Punisher? Because it seems like they're busy just terrorizing random people. And at this point, Frank's battle lust has boiled over. And his scene is like bringing a fat kid to a buffet, because he mows down every one of them until he gets to the roof. Now cornered, they start running at him from 2 directions like COD zombies. They must have not been informed that bro had Deadeye, because he eliminates an army's worth of armed grown men, casually breaking AK-47 stocks over this guy's head. Either that gun is poorly manufactured or bro has the skull of a Viltrumite. But judging from how he just took that gut shot, I'd go with the former. In the middle of executing one guy, he gets tackled off of a building, and on his way down, he gets a critical hit. Turned bro into a full-blown Indian. Gang is really on his Max Payne shit today. He looks down from the roof to see Mama Nucci just staring at people getting slaughtered, waiting patiently for Frank to get violated like she said. Some guys try to take him by surprise, so he jumps off the building, breaking his fall with some scaffolding. But Thing 1 forces Thing 2 to jump off with him, forcing him to jump off again, breaking his fall with a nearby bus, leaving him battered and bloody in the same alley that he saw his prime self in. Don't you love when the writers start actually cooking? Mama Nucci starts to get in her car to escape, while on the other side of the street, the coffee shop that he was at earlier is attacked, leaving Frank with his character-defining decision: go after Mama Nucci and kill for personal vindictive reasons, or save the family in the coffee shop.
Nah, look, get the family, you deal with it later.
Kill for the good of the people. But the choice is clear, and he starts running to the coffee shop as they play straight death metal. Some guy comes at him with a hatchet, but gets slimed by a nigga on a motorcycle. Then he goes over to the Somalian dad who's being held down by 3 dudes. You know what they say: if
one man can hold you down, 2 can grape you. It comes to that quote. I don't think he means just 2 trained fighters. I think that he means 2 untrained people. So imagine what a trained fighter could do to you. Someone who at least knows a little bit of anything. Fighter wanted to take your wallet, you couldn't do anything. But fighter wanted to
take your booty. You couldn't do anything.
Thank God Frank one-tapped all these niggas into the 8th layer. Then he enters the coffee shop where he empties a clip, clearing the room, aiming center mass. Peak efficiency, dropped every last one of them in under 2 taps. There's 2 people left, so he gores some guy with his own crowbar, then breaks the other guy's arm before slitting his throat. Makes his way to the wife and child of the guy outside when a random skinhead pops up out of nowhere, jump scaring the audience.
Time it is, Crib. Mac Grill, where you at, you fat jelly roll bitch? I can't wait to hit you in your fat and turn it into pork chops, you snitch asshole.
He puts a screwdriver in Frank's shoulder blade and tries to choke him out, causing a small struggle. So the Punisher grabs a pen off the counter and puts it between his ribcage, most definitely piercing his lung. Then proceeds to stab him like 28 times with a ballpoint pen. Having seen all of this death and destruction, this little girl isn't even slightly traumatized. She gives him a gift and it reminds him of his daughter. So the whole walk back to the graveyard, he was skipping, hopping, he's smiling and shit. Bro is at his kid's grave singing nursery rhymes about how he's gonna keep sliming criminals. If that's not the nail in the coffin for Frank Castle being addicted to the game, I don't know what it is. The next scene is the last one, and hey, we see J Station again, standing behind a black couple just itching to drop some old lady. Thankfully, before the swing connects, he gets diverted, and the Punisher goes to work doing his job. First order of business is returning the hat that he stole from this bum in the beginning. And while he's telling Frank that's not all he took, J Station is already making a run for it. So he throws a knife into his spine, stopping him dead in his tracks. He walks over to bro and glances back one last time, signifying that the only evidence he needed to send this nigga to the afterlife was the look in that old man's eye. point. And with that, Punisher is prepared to be shoved directly into Brand New Day. If you got to the end of the video, I'm pretty sure you'd like this one. We just hit 50,000. That's fucking beautiful. The 50K special will be in a week or two.
Hey yo, hey, okay, look, I'm a cut the video off right here. Look, shout out to Karai, man. This dude makes funny videos. You know, he breaks down movies. You know, basically, like, you know, he's like a dude I just enjoy having a conversation with. You know, about movie, basically. But anyway, hey, shout out to Karai, man. Yeah, but that's the video, man. Like, comment, and sub. I'll catch you on next one. I'm gone.